Whether they're old rumors, new rumors,
why would they
future
say this
rumors,
about you?
Not true.
Number 10, Billy Bush. Do yourself a favor. If you're wearing a mic, just assume everyone is already listening. In this infamous Access Hollywood footage, presenter Billy Bush and Donald Trump are cruising into a TV studio to do some filming, unaware that their microphones are on.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
While on the bus, they riff about Trump's sexual escapades, which include groping women, and discuss how power can give you free reign to do whatever you want.
I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the.
We even hear them talking about how attractive they think Days of Our Lives actress Ariane Zucker is before meeting her when they get off the bus. Bush was suspended from his job on the Today Show following a ratings drop and subsequently resigned. He's since had to repeatedly defend himself in interviews.
Based upon the moment that is on that tape, I understand people's reaction. I agree. I also felt that way.
Number 9, 5 Seconds of Summer. If you're a band, being interviewed by Rolling Stone magazine is a big, big deal. So much so that it can be easy to get carried away with trying to sound overtly rock and roll. And that's exactly what happened with the band 5 Seconds of Summer. In a 2015 interview, the band did everything from compare themselves to the Beatles to dismissing or insulting the American Music Awards, Justin Bieber, and their female fan base, also known as most of their fan base. They were criticized for their comments and for generally sounding like narcissistic prima donnas. It probably didn't help that they appeared naked on the front cover either. Number 8, Paula Abdul. You know when you're drunk but you don't think you sound drunk? Or maybe you don't? Well, there's a good chance that Paula Abdul knows what that feels like, at least in hindsight.
What do Idol fans have to look forward to this season, and what are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, is that what it is? I was wondering, what is that?
In this 2007 interview, she's promoting the latest series of American Idol. While she would later dismiss the idea as lies, many viewers wondered if she'd had a few drinks or partaken in another type of stimuli. Delayed responses, bouts of laughter, this one has it all.
You know what? They said, listen, any publicity is good publicity. You gotta learn to eat it up and embrace it and say, Seattle had the best delusional people.
The interview went viral, becoming an inescapable part of Abdul's career. 2 years later, she left American Idol as a judge due to a dispute over wages and dropped out of the public eye for a while. Number 7, the Chainsmokers. Next up, we have another misguided attempt at sounding hardcore in a magazine interview, this time courtesy of the musical duo the Chainsmokers, who let it all hang out with Billboard.
Everyone was making the same thing, and after a few years, it got really stale. And only a few people started breaking off from that and experimenting.
When asked about their manic musical romps, they were all too eager to brag about their wild frat boy image and penchant for sleeping with as many girls as possible, even though they both had girlfriends. The two were heavily criticized and briefly became the talk of the musical world for all the wrong reasons. But we shouldn't hate on them too much, right? Like they said, quote, "We're just frat bro dudes, you know what I mean? Lovin' ladies and stuff." That's an actual quote, word for word. Number 6, Prince Andrew. Deemed a car crash by many, this interview ultimately resulted in Prince Andrew stepping down from public duties for the royal family.
Today, you've chosen to speak out for the first time. Why have you decided to talk now?
When BBC's Emily Maitlis questioned him about his close ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the prince's answer raised many an eyebrow. For starters, Prince Andrew straight up denied ever meeting his accuser, Virginia Roberts.
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
Despite photographic evidence to the contrary. There were other shocking answers littered throughout, like saying he didn't regret his friendship with Epstein as it presented him with useful opportunities. The interviewer is clearly unimpressed with his answers, much like pretty much everyone else who watched it.
He has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming. Yes.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite.
Number 5, Liam Neeson. This interview had social media bursting at the seams with comments for and against the Irish actor. While promoting one of his movies, Neeson opened up in an interview about the time one of his close friends was raped by a black man.
To get rid of this, and I'm not racist. This was nearly 40 years ago, but because I was brought up in, maybe I'm rabbiting on, Rob, so forgive me. I was brought up in the north of Ireland and brought up in the Troubles.
He said that after finding out, he walked the streets looking for trouble, hoping to kill a black man, before realizing that what he was doing was wrong, and feeling ashamed of himself. Many branded him a racist, while others defended his honesty, including celebrities such as Trevor Noah and Whoopi Goldberg.
Because I believe that Liam Neeson deserves a medal, and I'll tell you why.
It may not have destroyed his career, but it certainly put a fork in the road of his likability. Number 4, Katherine Heigl. Heigl has long had a reputation for being difficult to work with, but a 2008 interview with Vanity Fair proved particularly damning when she criticized the movie Knocked Up, which she'd just starred in. She branded the movie, quote, a little sexist, and critiqued the way in which it portrays women, which frustrated people, considering that she'd decided to be in the movie. A year later, she starred in the movie The Ugly Truth, which was widely panned as misogynistic.
Who's this delightful creature?
I'm your producer.
I like a woman on top.
As a result of the entire episode, already hesitant directors were given yet another reason to be cautious about working with her.
I'm gonna be really honest right now, I'm not. I know I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it. I'm not a rude person. I'm not an unkind or mean person.
Number 3, Megan Fox. As a general rule, it's probably not a good idea to compare the director you're working with to Hitler. But that's what Transformers star Megan Fox did in an interview with British magazine Wonderland. Talking about Michael Bay's conduct on set, Fox compared the director to the Nazi leader, which was soon all over the media.
Whoa, nice headers. You've got a high-rise double-pump carburetor. That's pretty impressive, Sam.
Double pump?
It ultimately resulted in her being fired from the Transformers franchise, but not by Bay. According to Bay, it was the franchise's executive producer, a certain Steven Spielberg, who insisted she be fired. She's since worked with Bay again on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films, which the latter produced, but Fox's notable roles have otherwise been few and far between since giving this interview.
Well, they don't look like turtles because they are turtles. They're over 6 feet tall and they speak English.
Number 2, Charlie Sheen. This guy has said and done some seriously shocking and controversial things in his career. But the reason he's on today's list may surprise you. The interview in question is his 2015 appearance on the Today Show, where he announced that he was HIV positive.
They walked in the room and said, boom, here's what's going on. It's a hard 3 letters to absorb, you know? It's a turning point in one's life.
While some praised his bravery, many criticized the fact that it had taken him 4 years to go public with it, stating that it could have endangered his sexual partners.
Were these people that you had had sexual contact with and were claiming that you had transmitted the virus to them, or were these people who simply found out about your status and were threatening to tell the world?
People also took aim at Sheen's surprisingly calm demeanor as he told of his diagnosis and battled with people blackmailing him. For some, the interview humanized Sheen more than ever before. For others, it further solidified his reputation as being reckless, particularly with the lives of others.
Have you had unprotected sex on any occasion since your diagnosis?
Yes, but the 2 people that I did that with were under the care of my doctor, and they were completely warned ahead of time.
Number 1, R. Kelly.
This is what they're saying about you.
Not true.
These aren't old rumors.
Not true. Whether they're old rumors, new rumors,
why would they
future
say this
rumors,
about you?
Not true.
Although it's a different story today, back in the 2000s, R. Kelly still had his defenders when it came to allegations of sexual misconduct. In 2002, he was indicted on counts of child pornography, but was eventually acquitted in 2008.
They are still talking about you with underage girls.
That same year, however, an interview about the allegations ensured that Kelly's muddied reputation would not be forgotten. When asked about whether he liked teenage girls, Kelly replied with this.
When you say teenage, how old are we talking? Girls who are teenagers.
Viewers, and clearly the interviewer Torre, were shocked at Kelly's reaction, and it went on to further support the claims that he was in fact guilty. The infamous response became a critical moment in the press's depiction of him in the years to follow. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.